When you go to the supermarket to purchase an item or purchase some items, when you're about leaving, the security man usually asks you for a receipt to show that you actually purchased those items from the supermarket and to know how many items you purchased from the supermarket. This applies to land and properties. There are some documents you require to show legal ownership of a property or property. So I'm going to be discussing some documents you need to know before you purchase a land. The first type of document we'll be talking about is the certificate of occupancy. This document is one of the most popular documents. It's a document that is issued by the government to an individual that indicates legal ownership of a particular property. The certificate of occupancy also shows that legal rights have been taken from the government and given to an individual to show legal ownership of a property or a land. It also shows the type of buildings or the type of property which has been purchased, if it's a residential, industrial, or whatever kind of property. The certificate of occupancy also shows that legal rights has been taken. That's legal rights of occupancy has been taken from the government and issued to an individual. It is also the most important kind of document which is recognized in a financial institution. The next document is the deed of assignment. This document is an agreement between the buyer and the seller. This document shows that the buyer and the seller have both agreed that this land belongs to you. It contains a very detailed information of what the land looks like the size of the land, history of the land, description of the land. It also contains the promises the buyer and the seller have for this particular land or property which has been purchased. This document contains the agreed cost of the land and all the other important information of the land. This is a very important document to purchase that shows ownership of a particular land. Next document is the Gazette. The Gazette is an official book record that contains all the excised lands which are recorded in acres and hectares. Every community has a Gazette. The Gazette contains the number of lands and the lands which have been given by the government to the public for sale. Some lands are acquired while some lands are free. The acquired lands are the lands that are owned by the government or they have been acquired by the government, while the free lands are the lands which the government has given to the public for sale. So this Gazette book of record that contains all the free lands, that's the land which the government has given to the public for sale. This document is the government consent. The government consent is a consent which is obtained from the government of a state on a land transaction. For example, I own a land and I want to give the land to my brother. I can't just give the land to my brother. My brother needs to acquire the government consent or a government consent which has been signed by the government, which legally shows that that land now belongs to him and not me anymore. The government consent is usually located on the deed of assignment, so the signature of the government is required on the government consent which is located on the deed of assignment for you to be a legal owner of the land, or rather as a new owner. Next document I'll be talking about is accession of land. Accession of land is a document that is given by the government to an individual or an organization that shows that this land has been approved to be given to them. For example, company A has a land for 5 million naira and company B has a land for 10 million naira. Obviously, we'll go for the land of company A because it's cheaper and more affordable for some persons. But over a period of time, let's say 2 years, and maybe the individual that got the land from company A decides to do something on the land, and company tells them that the government has started land accession, and they will require to pay a sum of 5 million or 3 million naira depending on how much. There will be complaints from them because they'll be like, oh, why do you have to pay more money and all of that? While those from company B do not have to pay any money because the land has already gone through that process, so they are free to build on the land and do whatever they want to do on the land because it has gone through the accession process. Final document I'll be talking about is the survey plan. The survey plan is being handled by a surveyor and it is regulated by the Surveyor General of a state. The survey plan talks about how the land is, the boundaries of the land, the measurement of the land, also shows if the land is acquired or free. The name, owner and address of the land is also indicated in this document. These are the things you need to know when it comes to land and land buying. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all our social media platforms. If you have any question, you can leave them in the comment section and we'll do well to reply. And you could also check our available lands on our Instagram and on our website. Thank you so much and see you in our next video. Bye.